Master of Business Administration or MBA is a postgraduate degree focused on business administration. We have a lot of MBA graduates coming out every year all throughout India. But the sad fact is only hardly 10% of the complete graduates are employable. That is, they possess the required skills to lead a business to success. I'm not talking about holding a degree. Almost every one of them hold a degree certificate stating they have completed their masters in business administration. But we are talking here about the skill sets. So, why is there such a gap? Well, for one thing, there's a lot of people coming out, and organizations don't need as many MBAs as they want normal workers. Another important factor is poor quality institutions. In every nook and corner of our country, you can find an MBA college. Rewind 5 or 10 years back, the trend was through BTech colleges, but right now they are getting replaced by MBA colleges because that's the new trend. Every third person you meet wants to do an MBA. But you ask them why? Well, we'll come to that. Almost all Indian curriculums are still completely outdated. Very few, like maybe IIMs or top notch institutions, have good, on point, recent developments in curriculums, but almost everybody else go along with an outdated, highly outdated, I must say, curriculum. Most of our faculty, especially in the tier 4 or tier 3 colleges, have very low work experience. They might be graduates themselves who have just finished their post graduation or just cleared their PhDs. Their career graphs would almost resemble like this: finish their schooling, go for an undergraduate, do an MBA, perhaps write NEET, and get into a college. Or they might even have gone to do a PhD but then immediately join as a professor. Their experience actually working as a manager or having worked in an organization other than their institutions would be very, very limited. What it means to the students is that they are not taught or made aware of what exactly happens in a workplace other than through their books. In India, we still focus on having a degree rather than developing the required skills. The students have no or very little practical knowledge. Most of the students who go for MBA do it straight after their undergraduate degree rather than actually going and working in an organization, finding out whether they really want to pursue business administration and then doing it. But this is not the case in places outside India where most of the B schools require the students who enroll in their programs to have at least some degree of actual work experience to be eligible to apply for masters in business administration. Needless to say, our children are not given the proper skill development programs. Therefore, they have a lack in the actual skills that they would actually need to use throughout their business administration journey. And our curriculums and our school systems, our teachers and parents always are still trying to mold us into employees rather than employers. I think almost all of them are still stuck in the British era where we were all supposed to do was work. But things are changing. But our education system, sadly, is not changing with the trends. Another question that you all would have is, what type of an MBA course should I choose? Well, there are many types of MBA courses to choose from in the market: distance MBA, online MBA, executive, part time, international, regular, and a whole ton of them. You go to any institution that offers any of these courses, they'll say that theirs is the best. But I'd say please don't be fooled by those promises, because the correct type of MBA that you should do can only be decided by you. I'll tell you why. The MBA that you choose should be based upon your own goals. First and foremost, what you need to recognize is whether you want to be an entrepreneur or a manager. Being an entrepreneur means you want to set up your own business. For setting up your own business, you don't necessarily need a institution to certify that you know business administration. What you need is skill rather than degree. Your attitude should be to get things done and not get hold of a piece of paper. But if you want to work for another company as manager, then you need to think about what is your passion. Which industry do you want to dive into? Which company or which type of company do you want to work with as a manager? Are you someone who likes books? Do you want to run a publishing house? Do you want to be a production executive? Do you want to perhaps manage a hotel? Do you want to be an IT project lead? Do you want to lead a construction company? Or do you want to run a factory? What is it that you want to manage? And based on that, you should definitely be selecting your MBA specialization, but more importantly, your undergraduation. See, MBA can be done by anyone and everyone. All you need to have is a decent marks in an undergraduate degree. That means starting from BA English or BA Hindi, Malayalam, whatever it is, to BTechs and MPhils, anyone and everyone can do MBA. But the thing is this, if running a publishing house is your aim, then your undergraduation should be in BA, any particular language, like maybe French or English or Malayalam or Hindi, whatever that is, so that you can successfully manage a publishing house or a newspaper for that instance. You should have done an undergraduate in mass communication if you were to head a television or something of that sort. If a construction company management is in your thoughts, then you should have done BTech Civil. So you see the pattern here. It is not that you can just do an MBA and do whatever you wish. No, your career should have a proper planning. You should have an exact goal of what you want to be in life, at least a vague idea, and then plan accordingly. So it is very important to start planning your career right from your undergraduation before choosing an MBA. Now, if your aim is to just get a job, I would suggest that you take a regular MBA course. If all you need is an MBA degree to get promoted in your job, no matter what, like what happens in the government sector, a distance MBA is more than enough. If you are a working professional, then an executive MBA might be of the right choice to you, or even a part time MBA. If you want to deal with international relations or you want to work abroad and you think that MBA is your ticket, then international MBA would be the best thing for you. And if you want to learn from the comfort of your home, an online MBA is always a good option. So you see, the type of MBA you choose will also depend upon what it is that you want to get from an MBA. For anybody and everybody, a regular MBA is always the first and best option, be it inside India or outside India, because of the kind of exposure you get from that program. I'm not talking about the syllabus here, I'm talking about the faculty and your fellow students and the events you can attend or organize. And this is where the college is of utmost importance. If your faculty in that college is not good, or if that college cannot provide you with enough exposure, then that college will be a very wrong choice for doing a regular MBA. So before choosing a college, I kindly request you to go and check on all these factors because MBA comes with a hefty price. It is not a cheap degree. So, what is our way forward? Even if the institution is top notch, you've got into an IIM, ultimately it is you who makes the MBA successful or not in your life. First and foremost, please consider why exactly are you doing this MBA? Is it out of passion to achieve a goal, or is it because every one of your friends have done an MBA or is going to do an MBA? MBA, you should always remember, not just MBA, but any degree should always be a means to an end. You should always be focusing on building your skills because once you're out of college and trying to find a job, it is your degree is just your entry ticket. But what actually matters is your skill. Your degree can get you till perhaps a personal interview, but the way you perform in that interview would depend on your skills and your ultimate hiring. And always make sure that theoretical knowledge is fine, but practical knowledge is what matters. Getting stuff done, I repeat, is mandatory. MBA is always optional. Mukesh Ambani, Microsoft owner Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. The reason why they're successful is not because they went ahead to a college and did an MBA degree. The reason they're successful is because of their attitude to get stuff done and their skills. Make sure that you work hard enough to get to be that 1 out of 10 who are employable. And if all of us strive to be that one, then every one of us will surely be good entrepreneurs, good managers who take our India, who take our nation to greater heights.